Righty. Well, good morning, dear ones. We are SOTU, and this is SOTUesday for the 30th day of May in 2017. And here you are standing on the doorstep of your summer, which many of you are going to be tested in many ways. Your reality is going to keep reflecting dynamics that are outrageous in nature, and we would suggest to you that the reflections of violence and the reflections of injustice will be everywhere, and that we do mean everywhere. We are certainly speaking to those of you in North America and South America primarily, but we would suggest to you that even in South America now, the dynamics of rage are spilling out into the streets and have been for quite some time, and this dynamic will be spreading across many places in the planet. Not all places, but many places. And North America, you can consider yourself one of them. June will be a particularly trying month, and July will be even more trying in its own dynamic. And so understand that so many things in your reality are driving you to a place of anger. There are so many things that are happening in your world right now that reflect the injustice, that reflect unfairness, that reflect people hurting other people for seeming reasons that are beyond your ken, beyond your understanding. But if you stop for a moment and you take a look, you'll realize that your humanity is, as we have said for years now, your humanity is being pushed by the desire to be more. And that is reflecting in the dynamics of each of you. The possibilities of your reality are far beyond what those that are in control of your information, those that are in control of your reality, would wish you to understand. And the dynamics are that they are driving the dynamics of rage, driving the dynamics of separation, driving the dynamics of outrage, driving the dynamics of injustice, to the point where they know that you will eventually explode. And the thing about it is that it's almost like a Tai Chi move, dear ones. It's not that you are going to allow the dynamic to go by you, but what if you can take the dynamics of rage? What if you can take the dynamics of division? What if you can take the dynamics of separation and come together for a righteous, and we do mean righteous, purpose? And that dynamic of righteousness is basic human fairness. Now, none of you, we know, are seeking to have any dynamic much more than that. There are those in your world, as we have often said, that wish to control, and they have been controlling you through the dynamic of separation, through the dynamics of your outrage, through the dynamics of them pitting you one against the other. But now it is time to understand that you are being manipulated, that you are being cajoled, that you are being pushed into various areas. If you have taken one position or another, if you think that someone is to blame, other than your allowing your reality to exist, if you think that someone else is to blame, then you are in a powerless situation. But if you are willing to take on your share of the responsibility, if you are willing to take this built-up dynamic of anger, which is rage, and if you are willing to use that in a positive way that those that are manipulating you do not expect, and that is the dynamic of outrage. What is that one thing or those couple of things in your heart that are outrageous? What are the situations that are occurring in your world that are outrageous? Pick one, pick two, pick three. Allow your voice to be heard. And you will find that together you will be all speaking the same language, the language of fairness. Peace begins with enough for all. Think about, again, we do not wish to be redundant, but think about that one more time. If the dynamic of fairness existed in your world, if you all had an equal start, if you all had real opportunity, if the 1% of you did not hold over 80% of the wealth of the planet, leaving you, the rest of you, the other 99%, to divvy up the leavings, then what would your reality be? Would you really be able to create a reality of peace? Well, you don't know because you've never tried. So, dear ones, allow yourself to express your outrage. Avoid violence at all costs. Your voice is your most powerful advocate. Your voice is your most powerful weapon. Those of you in the United States are allowing yourself to be driven to a place where you are going to, some of you, especially the very young of you, are being driven toward a place of creating the type of violence that existed in the United States in the 60s and in the 70s. And we wish to tell you that they wish to use this against you. They will use this as an excuse to clamp down on your freedoms, to clamp down on your ability to move freely. This will create more outrage. This will create more violence. Be non-violent. Use the dynamics of sit-ins. Use the dynamics of civil disobedience. But be not violent, for that is what they wish you to be. Express your outrage. Find those things that you can agree upon. Fairness, justice, food, shelter, health care, education for all creates a dynamic of the possibility of a new reality, if that is what you choose. For you, each of you are being asked to make that choice. Be cool. We love you all so very, very much. And so until the next time we close, sending you peace, sending you happiness, sending you joy, and reminding you that outrage comes from a rational mind.